Today I'm going to be going over the 7 absolute best new fragrance releases so far in 2023. And also, in my opinion, all of these are worth the full retail asking price. Obviously, the year is not over, about halfway there, getting close to that halfway point. But I kind of wanted to jump in here and just kind of share my thoughts with you so far. We still have a long ways to go. It's going to come by quick, but still have a ways to go. There's going to be more opportunities for new stuff to pop up. But if you have been holding out and maybe now you've got some extra money laying around, you want to check out some of these new releases, these are the ones that, in my opinion, you absolutely cannot go wrong with. Now, I want to make one thing clear. I purchased all of these at full retail except for 2. 2 of them, and it's been kind of a weird year. This has happened with a few others, I believe. 2 of these came out on discounters before retailers even had them, before they were officially launched here in the US, is what I'm trying to say. And that is something that almost never happens. At least it hasn't happened in a while. It doesn't happen with any sort of regularity. But this year it has been going on. So each time something like that does happen, I send out an email and a text to my lists. You can sign up down below, hit the link sign up, send a text to the number down below. You guys don't want to miss out. I promise you're going to be the first to hear of when that happens, so you can save money and any other rare things that may come into stock, your Dior Homme Parfums, La Nuit Bleu Electrique, the One Luminous Night, Fahrenheit Parfum, all of that stuff. You will get notified, and I promise you will not regret signing up. But let's get it kicked off. Again, these are amazing. I'm super excited about what we've got this year so far. And we'll kick it off with, actually, this is, I think, yeah, my newest pickup, or one of my newest ones, actually. It is Le Male Elixir. It's got honey, vanilla, tobacco, and lavender, along with some tonka bean as well. No surprise there. It's great. I'm really excited about this one. Has a little bit of that Le Male Le Parfum kind of character, has a little bit of the original Le Male in here from kind of the lavender vanilla, but then it does its own thing. It brings in the honey, the tobacco, to give it a different style. It kind of fits it into that Xerjoff Naxos category where it's a nice dusty, creamy smokiness. It is phenomenal. And luckily, at some point soon, this won't have a super crazy high price point. You know, it's an elixir. It's going to be a more premium flanker. You can tell by the bottle, and you can tell by the fact that we get a nice big pull ring on there instead of the little tiny cheap ones. You know, this is more premium. It's still going to be more expensive slightly than the others, but again, at discounters, it's going to be a phenomenal pickup. I did pay full retail for this one, and you know, by the time I was ordering it overseas and having to pay the extra shipping and all those other fees, I paid more than retail. And to me, it's still 100% worth it. It is that good. Don't regret this one at all. Next up, we have Acqua di Gio Parfum. So this is one that I technically did not pay full retail for. So this is a scenario where this came into stock on discounters before it was officially launched here in the US, and I believe in Canada as well. And at the time of me recording this video right now, it still is not launched officially in the US. Maybe that'll change by the time this comes out, but it has been weeks since I've had this and still nowhere to be found. This one came in stock on Fragrance Buy, and so as soon as it did, I bought my bottle. I think I paid, and what it's been at is like $126 for the 125 ml bottle. Because it's not available yet, I don't know what retail is, but I would imagine that that is less than retail because Profumo goes for quite a bit more than that at retail. And this is basically Profumo, but rebranded. And there are some differences as well. Of course, I've covered that in my first impressions. I'm not going to dive too deep into it, but even though I did not pay the official full retail price, whatever it is, to me, it would still be 100% worth it. I would have no problem paying full retail for this, paying full retail for Profumo. I have done it. I paid full retail for Profumo before. Even though it's often on discounters, I've also bought it at full retail as well when I kind of want to get a backup bottle and I want to get a new bottle. That way I can kind of see how the scent is changing. You know, generally in that scenario, I just go straight to the retailers because they usually have the fresher stock. I've done it, guys, and it's worth it to me. And so this is one where if you're on my mailing list and you're on my texting list and you're keeping your eyes peeled, you can pick it up here in the US at a discount before it's even at retailers. 100% worth it. Fantastic flanker, and I'm not sad to see Profumo go because we have the Parfum, and I never thought I would say that. Next up, we have L'Homme Ideal Platine Prive by Guerlain. I did pay full retail for this one. I think I got it officially from Guerlain's website. They were the first ones to roll it out, which sometimes it works that way. Oftentimes it does not. So that's where I got it from. And to be honest with you guys, I can't remember what I paid for it. It wasn't super unreasonable, but you know, by the time you factor in tax and shipping and stuff, it's not cheap. Grapefruit, almond, and neroli in here. This one's amazing because it brings back that fresh DNA. The Ideal Cool, Ideal Cologne, that type of thing, that's what this one is. Unfortunately, this is marketed as a limited edition, so we're not going to have this one forever either, which sucks. I will be purchasing a backup bottle at some point because I didn't do that with Cool, and I regret that still. I have a 50 ml backup of the Cologne version. Between that and my 100 ml, it's plenty, especially now that I have this, but I want to have extra of this too because who even knows if they're going to ever bring it back again after this? I really don't know what they're doing, but they are screwing with us here with these kind of summer versions. This one did show up on Fragrance Buy recently. 100 ml, $118. Very nice price. It's worth it at that price. It's worth it at the retail price as well. I would pay whatever it takes to get this into my collection because it is a super unique summertime scent. Carolina Herrera CH Men Pasion. Probably screwing that one up, but it's got iris, sandalwood, olibanum, pink pepper. As soon as I saw this one available, I pulled the trigger on it without even thinking twice because of the note breakdown. That to me is an attractive note breakdown from top to bottom. The iris in here is really, really good. It's still maintaining to be a unique take on the DNA. You know, iris is like the next ambroxan almost. Not really nearly to that level, but it's very much trending right now. Every big brand, designer niche are putting out their take on iris scents or multiples of them. This one is still kind of bringing a different, refreshing approach to it, and it is impressive. A little bit gourmand, has a nice sweetness to it. The iris is not like, you know, dusty or powdery or lipsticky. It's quite the opposite. It's a very rich, heavy, creamy iris. And that's why I like this one so much. And that is what separates it from the others. This is amazing. It's by far becoming one of my favorites from the brand as a whole, at least from their affordable options. You know, this and Iris Empire, both from Carolina Herrera, are amazing. And by the way, those are differentiating as well. Iris Empire bringing in more leather. It's actually a little bit fresher. It's interesting. This one's even more heavy, even more sweet and creamy. And again, this is a phenomenal release. This might be one of my favorites of the year. It's amazing, and I can't wait for wintertime just to wear this. And speaking of wintertime, we'll go with Prada Luna Rossa Ocean Eau de Parfum. I've already covered this one. It's got vanilla, amber extreme, and frankincense. I've voiced kind of my opinion on it, and that is that it's so different that they could have just released a brand new line altogether and based it off of this. I think it would have done much better. A little bit smoky, resinous, sweet, a little bit woody as well. Kind of has an ambery, slightly kind of blue tinge. And I guess it has a little bit of the original ocean going on, but it really does step back, especially as you get into the dry down. And it gets much more interesting, more smoky with like a resinous feel. And to me, this is just by far the best out of a lot of their new offerings. I would say if I had to go and look at all of my favorites from the line, it would be Luna Rossa Black first and Ocean Eau de Parfum second, Carbon third. It's crazy, but it's true. This one is great. Paid full retail when it first came out. It's not unreasonable either. I want to say maybe 130-ish at full retail. It's been coming up at discounters for anywhere from 100 to a little over 100. Very much worth picking up. YSLY Eau de Parfum Intense. Now, this one is interesting because I said in the video there was 2 releases that I didn't pay full retail for, but now I'm starting to second guess. Basically, my whole story here is this one came in stock at Joma Shop really quick for like $115. I sent out an email, I know that, I notified you guys, but I think I might have actually officially paid full retail when it hit like Macy's. I could look at the receipts. I don't think it matters that much. I might have had it before. I was thinking I bought it from Joma Shop, but I don't think that's the case. So I think I technically did pay full retail for this one. But regardless of that, this one was quick. I'm talking like within days, this one hit discounters already at Joma Shop for $115, which was a pretty heavy discount off of retail. Regardless of that, it is still an amazing release. And what I love so much about it is that it fixes the overwhelming sweetness that the Eau de Parfum, the Les Parfums versions both have in common. You know, those are kind of hated for that reason. The apple amberwood sweetness is very over the top. It can make them a little bit challenging for some to pull off in the summertime. It removes that entirely, Eau de Parfum Intense. There's no apple in here. Instead, they're bringing up the sage, they're bringing up the other aromatics. Some patchouli is thrown into the mix here. It still does have that amberwood going on, but it really takes that DNA, it smooths it out, makes it even more masculine, even more mature, in my opinion, and it is a very good flanker. Very well done. I think it was a smart move, and I've been finding myself really gravitating towards this one a lot because it's a lot more mild, and honestly, it's a bit easier to pull off. Last up for this video, we have Spicebomb Infrared Eau de Parfum. Paid full retail for this one, and unfortunately, I was only able to grab a 50 ml. Not a big deal, though. This one has resins, chili pepper, pink pepper, and cinnamon with some leather. A lot of warm spices, a nice resinous feel, and no, I didn't leave out tobacco. They left it out. They don't list it. Now, you do get kind of a smokiness, kind of a resinous smell, and that's coming from the obvious, but it's basically they're replacing the tobacco, but they're still kind of providing a little bit of that smoky, woody feel, and even the leather kind of gives off the impression of a little bit of a kind of a masculine, earthy smokiness. You know, it's kind of a less fresh leather and one that has a little bit more texture to it. I think this is miles better than Infrared Eau de Toilette. I think if you are to get one of them, it should be this. And I've been enjoying this so much that I would kind of put it in second place. Spicebomb Extreme first, which will probably always be. And if you want to buy another one, I think probably what is going to pan out being my second favorite is Infrared Eau de Parfum. And honestly, following after that, probably just Spicebomb EDT at number 3. But this one is really good. They did a great job with this one. Alrighty guys, that's going to do it for me. 7 of the very best new 2023 releases so far that are worth full retail price. Again, a few of these at this point have shown up at discounters now. I'll drop links down below. You can pick them up below retail. But again, all aside for one, I paid full retail for and I have no regrets. And again, the Acqua di Gio, I would have paid full retail for if I was physically able to, but I wasn't, and still can't right now if I wanted to, which is crazy. And again, be on the mailing list, be on the texting list. You guys don't want to miss out. I promise you, you're going to get the best deals in the game. You're going to get notified first when new releases drop below retail. You are missing out on a lot if you're not on those lists. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy. We'll see you tomorrow with another one. Take care.